We arrived, I think, second pump in after Mansfield Road, and on arrival I was handed by the BA team a body, a young lad in his paisley pyjamas. My name is Jim Bright, I'm a watch manager at Parkway Fire Station Greenwatch.
What was the first sort of traumatic incident you attended as a firefighter?
I was still a recruit at Ringinglow Fire Station, and we attended a house fire, confirmed persons reported, and it ended up being a 3 fatality fire. We arrived, I think, second pump in after Mansfield Road, and on arrival I was handed by the BA team a body, a young lad in his paisley pyjamas, and no signs of life. So we just had to get to work, CPR, and trying to get the defib to work. And as it was all sort of a bit whirlwindy, there was a lot going on, just relying on training. After he was whisked away in the ambulance, we pretty much knew that didn't think he was going to make it. The reality starts to set in a little bit. Then just speaking to the lads on the shift, there was 2 more fatals upstairs in the bedroom. We went and set some lighting up, because obviously it was a deliberate house fire, so forensics were getting involved. So got to see the other people that had been killed in the fire as well, which also was pretty grim. And then back to station, fire brew, how it used to be, sit round talking with the rest of the people on shift, just discussing what happened and almost in a way like normalising what had just happened. So.
And is there another incident or any incident in particular that you'll never forget for that reason?
Yeah, definitely. When I was working at Elm Lane Fire Station, we attended quite a serious RTC, and a van had gone through some lights and been tipped on its side by another car, and it went straight through some metal railings, and the railings went straight through the driver. It was pretty grim. His daughter was on scene at the time, and we got her out using a ladder, and we climbed in. And the guy was still alive when I climbed inside, me and another guy, and he still had signs of life. He was trying to speak. There was nothing we could do for him really. The paramedic couldn't gain access. We were just trying to hold him together, and literally he passed away in front of me. The life just drained from his eyes, and that I've thought about that quite a lot recently, and it's something that you do carry with you. Yeah.
Absolutely. And how do you support each other when you come back after these, after a really traumatic incident like that, as you've mentioned?
Well, once everything's been taken care of equipment-wise, then we will sit down upstairs and we'll have a cup of tea, and we'll talk about what's happened. We'll talk about feelings and things that we might have done differently, better, what went bad, what went well, and then we'll signpost further down the line to CRWS, occupational health support, and other things like just general forms like Samaritans, firefighter charity, that kind of thing. And then we do look after each other's well-being. We've got the usual WhatsApp groups where we can talk to each other, and we're quite a close shift anyway, so we'll ring each other out of work and ask if everyone's feeling all right and if they want to talk about anything, confidential if it needs to be. There's always someone to talk to. Speaking to a work colleague, make it the first step. Someone who might understand how you're feeling. Talking's the main thing. If you can start talking, then everything else just opens up from there really. And there's loads of outlets through the organisation itself, Firefighters Charity, Samaritans, CRWS, Sapper Support. We can use all these outlets to start processing that information and feeling better about things. Because we get a lot of gain entry jobs where there's just people that are dead. So they're not traumatic in the sense that you're not having to deal with a fire or an RTC. They're just dead, whereas you compare that to someone who's hung themselves in the wood, and that's a really traumatic incident. And then you've got the whole backstory as well, like why are they feeling like this, why have they got to that stage. And there's a lot of questions unanswered that I feel like we don't get a lot of closure. I feel like that's something that weighs heavy on people's minds. Just don't struggle on your own. We're all in the same boat. People deal with things differently, but the support is there if you need it. Outlets through the organisation, doesn't even need to be the organisation that's involved. Just talk to someone who's on shift. Yeah, get talking.